marching, believing themselves equal to the army of ancients that chained me. But I am not of their time. Their ancestors called me Swtor.
Yes, Swtor, 16-man final boss of Eternity Vault. And I thought I'd show you our first kill and tactic video just to help you out if you're having problem on him. Because 16-man was bugged. We managed to kill him this week, and some guilds have been able to kill him prior to this. However, it would normally take a lot to get it done, and a few guilds were suffering. So, you've just seen phase 1. It's really, really easy. You just have to avoid the big green AoEs on the ground. That's it. Now this is the transition between phase 1 and phase 2. This will happen at 74%. You have to use the broken spiral to get down. Now, Swtor has a shield on him, and killing these ancient power sources will remove a stack of the shield. If you see there, I'm just checking the buff on him. It's the blue one. What you'll do is you'll drop down this, and every so often you'll stop and heal up. You'll notice that most of the drops will do about 3k damage to me. This, we worked out, is about 20% of my health. Ish. Well, it's about 15. If you have 20, you'll be fine for most of the drops. So keep moving and try and get down as quick as you can, destroying these power sources, healing up along the way. You do have rest points. There are places that you can stop and rest up. Phase 1, as you saw, was relatively quick. A good way of gauging whether or not your phase 1 DPS is high enough is by working out the speech. If you can get phase 1 finished just as the speech ends from him, then that's about on par for us, we've noticed. Still dropping down. Phase 2 and phase 3 of this fight are similar but different to each other. There are mechanics that flow from one to another, but the actual concept of them is different. And you'll notice here that I start lagging out crazy. But there we go. Spike, and it's over. So we have our guys, once they're on full health, spread out. Now, Swtor in phase 2 is going to spawn mind traps. You'll see one there, the blue thing in the back corner. Since the patch, it is possible for the tank to be sucked into one of these things, so you need to be aware of that. So as other abilities for phase 2 are the balls, as you see floating around now. They will target a player, they will announce who they are targeting, and there you also see that he yelled for your forces are lost and threw a player into the air. These are the three main mechanics of phase 2. You've got the player that's being thrown around the room. It's actually quite tricky to heal depending on your positioning. The ball lightnings that are floating around detonating on people that they've targeted, and the mind traps. The mind traps don't have much health, just nuke them down, they go down very quick. They do have a guy inside them. If you manage to kill him in time, you will get a healing buff on yourself. However, we didn't really feel this was needed, as the damage that was being thrown out throughout the raid wasn't that much if people avoided the balls. The way we dealt with the balls is we had the player being targeted move out of the raid if they were melee, or move away from the other ranged, get a shield and detonate the ball on their own. If you have the ball chase you for long enough, they do disperse. So this is now the transition between phase 2 and phase 3. We head to the outer ring. We then will all group up and start the trek down to the ground floor for phase 3. You'll notice that Swtor actually has a lot less health than you're used to. This is because the fight is quite long, but a lot of it isn't actually combat with Swtor. The transition between going from phase 2 to phase 3 and phase 1 to phase 2 is a lot longer than you'd actually expect. You're going to see now that we have to wait for platforms and heal up and keep moving down. If you don't destroy enough power sources, or if the power sources bug, which can happen, you will notice that Swtor keeps stacks of his buff, and this will increase the raid damage that's taken during the next phase. The way we dealt with the bug, which is that if you destroy a power source you won't lose a charge, is we only were engaged in combat with one power source at a time. So we actually had two guys that were designated to killing the power sources, and they would kill each one on each floor that we were at, so we knew that no one else was touching them. The power sources don't have much health at all, and so they can easily be nuked down by 1 or 2 people. Going to see I jump ahead of everyone else here and hit the ground floor. And I lag out again, which is quite odd. It seems to be when I hit the ground floors, but that one was quite tiny in comparison to the other one. So now we just heal up and we wait for Swtor to get down. And phase 3 is different and requires a lot of movement from your players.
They will not.
Okay, so you're going to see that Swtor keeps this blue shield on him, and he's going to start throwing out the mine traps. You have your raiders move and kill the mine traps, and your tank is going to be looking for things falling from the sky like this. And the idea here is to drop it on top of Swtor, which will detonate the shield. The best thing to do is have your tank announce that the shield is about to go down before it does, so everyone can quickly switch and start DPSing Swtor. There are still ball lightnings in phase 3, there are still the mine traps in phase 3, but apart from that, that's really it. You are looking at about 7.5 minute enrage timer, and you'll also notice here that I get pulled into a mine trap. This is possible to have a tank done, and we do actually lose a pillar smash on the boss because of this. So make sure that your tank that's going to pick up Swtor, if your primary one does get pulled in, knows what to do. Unfortunately, our second tank wasn't aware of how this fight actually worked for him, so he didn't pull Swtor into the things because he didn't know how to look up. You'll see now that I've got Swtor back, and I keep checking above me to make sure that I know when a pillar is going to be dropped on him. There we go. You can see them being pulled out of the walls. Moving him into position and letting the other guys know that they need to move away, as they do damage if they hit someone underneath them. More DPS on Swtor again. As soon as that shield comes back up, you have your raiders back, focusing on mine traps and avoiding the balls. If you have the DPS high enough, and if everything goes smooth, you can take him down in 2 to 3 pillar smashes. It just depends how quick your DPS are in reacting and what their specs are, as some builds do take a while to ramp up their damage. Dots do not go through that shield as well, so direct damage builds can be more preferential in this fight. You will see that unfortunately he enrages and kills me with that pillar as it deals triple damage. However, what is a kill video without me dying, of course? And there you go. Down he goes, and that's Eternity Vault cleared. Finish off the mine trap before you loot him. And of course, if you're like us, the first thing you do before loot is get ready for a screenshot, because who cares about loot these days? So there you go. A Swtor kill on 16 man. Hopefully this will help you bring him down. They did nerf this fight, or fix it, depending on which word you want to use. They removed a few of the balls, the AoE radius of the balls, and the damage they were dealing on 16 man, as it was a little harsh. So, I hope this video helps you kill Swtor. I hope that your Eternity Vault clears are smooth and trouble-free, and I will see you for the next video. Peace.